Welcome to the annual commencement exercises of Kentucky Country Day School on this glorious evening. Our program this evening combines our graduation with what traditionally happens at Class Day, when we honor the achievements and successes of our students with special awards. We will begin the program this evening with some remarks by two of the officers of the senior class. I welcome Aaron Gillis and Nick Smith to podiums.
Parents, teachers, the KCD class of 2020, and the KCD community. I'm Nick.
And I'm Aaron. We are two of the senior class officers and would like to take you all through our class's journey at KCD.
To begin, we would like to take a moment to remember an important person in the KCD community that we lost recently. As many of us began our transition from lower school into middle school, Mr. Bell was there as our first advisor, our first math teacher, or our first coach. I still remember playing mini basketball in his room every day before school with many of the people seated out here today. Occasionally, he would have to join in and show us who was boss. For those who played soccer, Mr. Bell was there with them through the whole journey. Even when he was not an official coach, he would always make it to every game to help them better themselves. From the classroom to the soccer field, Mr. Bell was there to teach us how to be better people.
We would like to thank all of our teachers for being there for our class through the good times and the bad times. We want to thank Ms. Rhea and Ms. Kuffner for being our class sponsors and two teachers we could always rely on. Thank you, Ms. Rhea, for keeping our grade in line, for checking up on us, and keeping us focused on our academics and goals even when we try not to. Thank you, Ms. Kuffner. As a new senior class sponsor, you did a superb job. Thank you for always being there, for helping us with our challenges, and seeing the best in us no matter what. Our lower school teachers, thank you for making us laugh and learn to love each subject. Our middle school teachers, thank you for putting up with our craziness and teaching us that we are each unique in our own ways. Our high school teachers, thank you so much for putting up with us, pointing us in the right direction, and telling us that we will make it. Without all of our teachers, JK through 12, we wouldn't be where we are today. There are more teachers that are important to our class and we'd like to thank, but we don't have that much time. But please know that we will love the memories, cherish the time at KCD, and will use the lessons you taught us throughout our lives.
As one of the smallest classes KCD has had in a while, we've endured a lot of adversity. From losing our senior year to losing the ones closest to us, we have always been there for each other. 14 years ago, I came to KCD unaware that I was gaining a new family. Many have come and gone through those years, but those sitting out here today are the ones that stuck around. My mom likes to joke that at KCD, your classmates are like your brothers and sisters, and I think she may be right, but don't tell her that. The 62 of us have grown closer over the years as we've always had each other's backs. We have encouraged and supported each other through everything.
To my classmates, thank you for giving me wonderful memories that have made me laugh, cry, and all points in between. Thinking back to lower school, almost half of us have been together since kindergarten. From slumber parties to father-daughter dances, we were quite a crazy bunch. Middle school, on the other hand, brought the drama. Lululemon headbands and wearing skirts was the new fashion trend, at least for the girls. Wrestling with a boy's body odor was quite a battle. List dances were the first parties some of us attended. Boys and girls standing on opposite sides was quite normal. Every now and then you'd see a girl and a boy mingle, but that was very scandalous. We were all faced with challenges, but we got through them with the help of hanging out in Miss Lyman's room and Mr. Wilmie's nature talks. Remember the traditional bird and tree test? I, on the other hand, might not have done as well as I wished. As we headed to high school, freshman year, we were deciding where to sit, while in the meantime, trying not to get bulldozed by the seniors. Learning history in Mr. Copley's class was as fun as could be. Sophomore year came along, and we were all starting to get the hang of things. Junior year came, and as we were all quite stressed, we were also grateful for the free periods that gave us time to relax and hang out with our friends. Senior year, our year to graduate, came next. We couldn't wait to be seniors. There was the stress of applying to colleges, but we were also excited about the senior retreat and receiving college acceptance letters. By then, many of us had senioritis and were so busy planning the next chapter of our lives. Our year was cut short by the coronavirus. We may have missed some of the school traditions, but as I stand here, looking at everyone in front of me, we are still together. We are sharing a unique graduation experience and making memories that no other class has done before us. My advice to the underclassmen is enjoy every moment you have left at KCD. Make every moment count. To the class of 2020, let's cherish the last few moments that we have together. We, as a class, have made our mark on KCD.
As we turn our attention to the future, we want to take a moment to thank our parents for the sacrifices they made to give us our time at KCD.
Thank you, KCD, and here's to the class of 2020.
Thank you, Aaron, and thank you, Nick. The class valedictorian is chosen from among the top 10% of the class in a selection process that considers both academic standing and the overall rigor of the elected course of study. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our valedictorians, Taylor Parker and Zara Khan.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the class of 2020's high school graduation. My name is Zara.
And my name is Taylor.
Speaking to you this evening.
We would like to begin our speech by first thanking KCD's graduation committee for their dedication to creating this in-person graduation. Thank you, Mr. Martin, Miss Rhea, Mrs. Keffner, Mr. Easley, Mr. Picken, and Mr. Hustis for listening to and honoring the class of 2020's wishes.
Today, we stand together as one class, united above the Bearcat emblem. We stand before the building that has defined the last 4 years of our lives, and for some, we also stand next to the building that shaped the first 5. Regardless of our specific tenures at KCD, This institution has served as a hub of academic and social growth for all of us. In its walls, we not only learned how to solve complex differential equations and write compelling essays, but we also learned how to collaborate through board work and group discussions. In its fields, we not only learned how to identify a chickadee's call, shout out Mr. Willoughby, but we also learned how to play with and make new friends. Throughout our KCD years, we have grown into more mature, more knowledgeable, and more passionate people, embracing the challenges and new discoveries that have come with each new experience.
As we move forward, we can look back, taking this time to reflect on our high school selves. Stepping into the future, we are now faced with the ultimate new experience, college. For some of us, this new reality is a topic of anxiety. For others, it's exciting. For most of us, it's a bit of both. With many of us having been at KCD since junior kindergarten, I can confidently say that we've seen each other at both our worst and our best. We survived the Endangered Species Project, our freshman nerves, and even our senior nostalgia. At this point, we're incredibly prepared for our futures, and we've come away with 3 lessons that can't simply be read from a book. Stay adaptable, stay persistent, and stay true to yourself.
I'm sure we all remember our first day in the upper school. We entered its doors with enthusiasm and confidence, dressed in brand new clothes, and carrying an unnecessarily large amount of highlighters. Yet, despite this excitement, most of us were incredibly nervous, our minds filled with unanswered questions and fears. However, even with these unknowns, we all walked into school, bravely embracing this uncertainty. We adapted to the social and academic challenges of high school, learning how to dissect the elaborate writings of Spinoza, as well as how to manage our senior sign-outs. And each year, as expectations rose, we evolved to meet them. Now, moving into college, we are faced with even more uncertainty. In a time when our definition of normal is being redefined, we, the class of 2020, have been placed in a unique and unsettling position. Yet, despite this uncertainty, we must continue, like we always have, to remain adaptable, striving, no matter the circumstances, to move forward.
We've never stopped growing as we pressed on, fighting through tough geometry proofs for Miss Williams and spending morning after morning with teachers before school. I remember my year in pre-calculus. It was genuinely the hardest math course I've ever taken, but I learned an extremely important lesson. Know what you don't know. I spent almost every morning with Miss Herman, fighting through confusion to reach an understanding of the material. You all have done the same. I've seen many of you in the senior lounge, working through complex calculus questions, debating philosophies, and tackling interpretations of literature, doing battle with your minds until you understand the concepts. This persistence is admirable, and it will be invaluable to us for the rest of our lives. Inevitably, we will all face obstacles. However, we must remember to remain persistent and continue fighting forward.
Persistence isn't just about enduring hard times. It also involves having the courage to pursue your passions and find yourself. Many of us have found these passions within the walls of KCD and the borders of Kentucky. For me, classes like Miss Easley and Dr. Pickens' philanthropy course and Dr. Fallis's AP chemistry have shaped my dreams, inspiring me to use my love of science to benefit underprivileged communities.
I may have been here for what seems like forever, but I know I am not the same Bearcat who ran into Miss Spurrier's classroom. Sure, I've kept my curiosity, but I've also gained perspective, finding my true friends and realizing the importance of those connections. I found a passion, veterinary medicine, and a love of science, frequently dropping in on F-period physics too. Thanks for letting me stay, Dr. E. Beyond it all, KCD has made us into the incredibly capable and confident people we are today. They have helped us to find what we love and given us the tools to stick with it. Thank you, KCD, for everything.
But there is a larger purpose to this talk today. We know our speech is being live streamed to current students, families, and friends.
With this in mind and our time coming to a close, I would like to introduce one final idea. My favorite speaker, Randy Pausch, was a proponent of head fake learning, hidden intentions that are equally as important as the primary goal. So, did you catch the head fake? This talk wasn't just for the class of 2020. It was for the underclassmen as well. Stay adaptable, stay persistent, and always be yourselves. You all are our legacy. Do us proud.
With that said, we would like to conclude our talk with one final thank you to everyone who has supported us throughout our journeys. Thank you, teachers, fellow students, siblings, and especially our parents for always uplifting us in challenging times and encouraging us to pursue our dreams. You all have made it possible for us to be here today, and we are more grateful than we can express. Stay safe, stay healthy, and
go Bearcats!
Thank you very much, Taylor, and thank you, Zara. We will now present student awards. Students, when your name is called, please stand to be recognized. At the end of the ceremony, you will collect your award in the upper school. The Phi Beta Kappa Award is presented to the senior who has demonstrated outstanding academic achievement. This year's recipient is Thomas Fogarty. The Dabney Family Scholarship is an endowed scholarship to assist a worthy senior with his or her first-year college tuition. This award recognizes a senior who has demonstrated a high level of involvement in extracurricular and community service activities. This year's recipient is Maddie Davis. The Ben Talmadge Jennings Award recognizes a well-rounded individual who has demonstrated integrity, humor, and above all, a concern for his or her fellow classmates. This year's recipient is Aaron Gillis. The Julie and Lorraine Short Memorial Award is chosen by the English and Fine Art departments and is typically given to two outstanding seniors in the areas of creative writing and creative art. But this year, the recipient of both the Creative Writing and the Creative Art Award is Grace Zong. The Ken Wall Award goes to the senior judged by the Social Studies Department as its most outstanding student. The winner also receives a cash award to assist them with their first year's college tuition. The recipient of this year's Ken Wall Award is Thomas Fogarty. Each year, KCD's Troop of the International Thespian Society recognizes outstanding students with selected awards. The 2020 Best Thespian Award winner is Georgia Coates. And the 2020 Most Improved Thespian is Caroline Topham. By vote of the athletics coaches, I would like to present the Senior Athletes of the Year to Cora Martin and Dorian Hurd. The Amelia Moody Music Award is presented to a senior who has been deemed an outstanding contributor to the upper school chorus. This year's recipient is Georgia Coates. Each year, the Louisville Rotary Club recognizes outstanding seniors with a dedication to service and working behind the scenes to help others shine. This year's recipient of KCD's Unsung Hero Award is Sabrina Farid. Each year, the City of Louisville recognizes outstanding seniors who have been vital members of the community. This year's outstanding senior recognition goes to Liam Gallagher. Cimentum is a Latin term which indicates cohesiveness and the quality which binds a group. The Cimentum Award is presented annually to the students, one male and one female, in each grade, whose actions and attitudes enhance the cohesiveness of their classes. The recipients are chosen by their classes. This year's recipients are Aaron Gillis and Thomas Fogarty. The Dorothy O'Brien Memorial Award goes to the senior who best represents the qualities that Dorothy O'Brien fostered in her students by her own example: dedication to Kentucky Country Day School, honesty, and humor that restores. The recipient this year is David Brennan. Each year, the faculty selects a senior girl to receive the Susan McElwain Memorial Award for the areas of character, scholarship, sportsmanship, and athletics. The award this year is given to Cora Martin. The James Pittman Sams Jr. Award is presented to a senior boy who has demonstrated the high ideals of academics, sportsmanship, and citizenship exemplified by this beloved alumnus. The award this year is given to Liam Gallagher. The Senior Science and Math Award is presented in recognition of outstanding achievement and superior intellect promise in the fields of math and science. The recipient, as selected by the faculty of the Science and Math departments, is Zara Khan. The Nancy Bowling Prize in Expository Writing goes to the senior who shows the most talent and interest in this form of prose. The award, which includes a sum of money derived from the endowed gift, is presented to Kayla Collins. The Chairman's Award is given to seniors who, in the opinion of the faculty, show a marked development of academic interest, concern for the school, and moral leadership. We have 4 recipients: Mona Saini, Maddie Davis, Maya Rao, and Lolly Robinson. And happy birthday, Lolly. The Headmaster's Award goes to the senior boy and girl who, in the opinion of the faculty, best exemplify the standards, attitude, and scholarship of KCD. This year's recipients are Thomas Fogarty and Zara Khan. Mr. Kent Martin, head of KCD's upper school, will now recognize our seniors who are members of various programs, societies, and other distinctions.
Thank you, Ms. Reeses. It's great to see all of you this evening. You all look beautiful with your masks on. Thank you for coming. Thank you for helping us make this happen tonight. Now I would like to ask the seniors who completed the KCD Honors Program to stand. Please hold your applause until the end. They are David Brennan, Thomas Fogarty, Kareem Ganaid, Cora Martin, Minha Raza, Sohaib Sajid, Zara Khan, and Caroline Topham. I would now like our 4 National Merit finalists to stand and be recognized. Please hold your applause to the end. David Brennan, Taylor Parker, Zara Khan, and Caroline Topham. We have 13 seniors graduating cum laude this year. Would they please stand as I read their names? Rena Al-Sufi, David Brennan, Georgia Coates, Kayla Collins, Thomas Fogarty, Cutter Jones, Zara Khan, Will Kissel, Taylor Parker, Jawad Salim, Sohaib Chajid, Caroline Topham, and Runshi Zhang. Finally, we'd like to acknowledge those students and families who have been with us the longest, the lifers. Over 40% of this year's senior class has been at KCD since at least kindergarten. Please hold your applause until all names have been called. Students, please stand as I call your name and remain standing until the entire group has been recognized. Grant Bockhorst, Georgia Coates, Caroline Collis, Michael Collis, Maddie Davis, Mitchell Dreher, Sabrina Farid, Aaron Gillis, Avi Heiken, Cutter Jones, Curran Kade, Ria Kodali, Cora Martin, Jamie Nelson, Taylor Parker, Lolly Robinson, Jawad Salim, Ethan Scott, Bilal Siddiqui, Taylor Simpson Ellis, Nick Smith, Henry Starks, Caroline Topham, Vijay Vinayakan, Ellie Vine, and Alex White. Let's give them a nice round of applause for the lifers. I would now like to ask Mr. Eustace back to the podium to address the class of 2020.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. And thank you to my colleagues for their hard work to make this special ceremony possible today. That list includes Danny Easley, Rachel Kuffner, Ken Martin, David Miller, Derry Pickin, Stephanie Rea, Jason Sedlacek, and Mo Stucker. Thank you for all of your hard work to make it possible. Parents, guardians, and most importantly, members of the class of 2020. Isn't this interesting? I can safely say that just a few months ago, I had no intention of standing here as I participated in my first graduation ceremony as head of school at KCD. And I bet you had no idea that we would be together here like this on this day. In fact, not that long ago, I imagine you had thoughts that there may not be a graduation ceremony at all. I'll admit I had my own doubts. But here we are, celebrating and honoring you for rising to the challenge and showing the world that you have earned a coveted KCD diploma. I cannot tell you how honored I am to be here with you in the face of a global health crisis. This new normal has been and continues to be difficult. During the pandemic, we have all lost some of life's pleasures, and more importantly, more than 100,000 Americans have now lost their lives. But today, we will not dwell on what we have lost or missed. Today, we will focus on celebrating you, the class of 2020. Now, I recognize that you missed your prom, the Rose Walk, and a traditional graduation, and for that I am sorry. But I must tell you that when I think of you as a class, I do not think of loss, suffering, or sadness. No, I think of wisdom, creativity, compassion, competitiveness, optimism, grit, ingenuity, humor, resilience, superstar babysitters in the form of Maddie and Lolly, and the promise of a very bright future. You see, the strongest in life have often experienced setbacks and overcome obstacles. The wisest have made mistakes. The most compassionate have experienced loss. The funniest have been sad. The most creative have discovered a problem. And the most optimistic of us recognize that attitude and perspective dictate where we are headed, not the circumstances we may encounter. I believe we control very little of what happens to us, but we have complete control over how we react to it. As I transitioned into my role and my life here at KCD this year, I took note of our motto, citizen, scholar, steward. It's catchy, and I assumed, like most schools, a catchy motto is just that, as it did little to truly describe or define the school community. But I quickly discovered that KCD is not like most schools. As I have gotten to know you and your classmates, I have witnessed our motto come to life throughout Bearcat Nation. You have shown me over and over that you take your roles as citizens, scholars, and stewards seriously. You have represented our school and your families so well by demonstrating leadership and maturity and perseverance in the face of several challenges throughout the years. Despite the anxiety and the uncertainty brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic, I remain optimistic about the future because you and your generation will be leading us forward and defining what the new normal really means. Individually and collectively, you are poised to change the world. You possess the tools necessary to make real change, and you will continue to add more tools on your journey through life. More than ever, our country and our world needs caring and thoughtful leadership, and I believe that you can help make that happen. Remain curious, care for yourself and one another, work hard, love deeply, laugh often. Continue leading and be role models with your actions before your words. Even in our short time together, you have shown me that you possess what is necessary to make our world a better place for my children. For that, you have earned my admiration, my thanks, and my respect. While today marks the end of one phase of your life, you all have so much more life to live. We all look forward to seeing where you go and what you do, and we encourage you to come home often and visit us on campus each time. Lately, I have felt like I have more questions than answers as I look ahead, but I'm confident that for you, the class of 2020, the best is yet to come, I promise. Congratulations to the class of 2020. We're proud of you, and we love you. Go Bearcats. I would like to ask Mr. Martin to come back to the podium to begin conferring the diplomas for the class of 2020. Now, typically, we ask that you hold applause until all the diplomas have been awarded. But like everything else this year, we're going to do it differently. So I'm going to ask you to make as much noise as you possibly can each time one of these graduates receives their diploma. Thank you for your help.
Thank you for those eloquent words, Mr. Eustace. I am so honored to say these students' names. As you walk across, take your time. You deserve this moment. You've worked hard for this moment. Briley Abood Hall. Rena Al-Sufi. Nikhil Bhagwan Bimani. Grant Forster Tribune Bockhorst. David James Brennan. Alexander Joseph Kassenheiser. Georgia Faye Coates. Kayla Nicole Collins. Caroline Ann Collis. Michael Stanley Collis. Madison Flaherty Davis. Declan Teague Dermody. Mitchell Andrew Dreyer. Sabrina Farid. Thomas Griffith Fogarty. Liam James Gallagher. Kareem Mohammed Ganed. Nadia Kaur Gill. Erin Elizabeth Sarjan Gillis. Haley Rose Gould. Jake Elias Hanna. Dorian Orion Hurd. Avram Joseph Hyken. Grace Caroline Jones. Robert Cutter Jones. Isabel Mercedes Kaiser. Curran Kade. Zara Fatima Khan. Ojan Kirasolu. William Joseph Kissel. Ria Kadali. Boyuan Lai. Jillian Rose Lustig. Cora Hamilton Martin. Jalen Christopher Mathis. Stella Lyons Musselman. James P. Nelson. Anthony D. O'Neill II. Taylor Corbin Parker. Nicholas Ward Prohaska. Nadiva Afole Dede Kwe. Maya Gita Rao. Minha Ali Raza. Eleanor Lolly Robinson. Mona Michelle Sani. Sohaib Wasim Sajid. Jawad Ahmed Salim. Michael Baron Sheen. Ethan Dale Scott. Matthew Saran. Bilal Fazal Siddiqui. Taylor Elizabeth Simpson Ellis. Nicholas Andrew James Smith. Michael Archer Spine. Henry Powell Starks, Jr. Caroline Rose Topham. Vijay Vinayakan. Eleanor Grace Vine. Veronica Ray Warren. Alexander Constantine White. Grace M. Zhang. Runshi Zhang. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor and privilege to present you the graduates of Kentucky Country Day, class of 2020. Parents and families, thank you so much for sharing your child with us. Thank you so much for coming tonight. We will miss everyone on this field. We will now dismiss each row of graduates. After all graduates have left, we will then dismiss each row of parents. Thank you for your cooperation in providing safe social distancing and not congregating while on campus. I remind you to please wait to be dismissed directly to your cars. We will dismiss you by row. Drive home safely, and congratulations to the class of 2020. The front row is dismissed, please. Thank you all. I'm gonna miss you all. We got a couple sets.